Probably next to an inmate's release date, visit to the most important things in their lives, keeping in touch with their loved ones.
I don't like coming here, but I have to so I can see him.
For some, visits are rare moments of intimacy. And for others, a business transaction.
A lot of drugs come in through the visiting room. A lot of drugs.
You don't want to be here, man.
And then the hustler, just how you did the bona fide, hustler with the web, and then with the two hands, like you said, like with the money in one hand, the dice coming out the other. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna look hard.
That's how I want it.
Make sure that I do it though, because if someone else does, it's gonna look different.
I know.
Everybody hates prison. Society hates prison, but it's part of life. I gotta accept the things I put myself in. I can't try to be rebellious and hate people that lock these doors on me every day. That's part of their job. They're making money. You know what I mean? And I gotta respect that. But yeah, I hate prison. I hate the way the cards I was dealt, but I dealt them myself. So I gotta accept it, and that's gonna make it easier on me to do time by accepting my consequences behind the behavior I do when I'm using drugs. And that's my only downfall is drugs. As long as I stay off drugs, I won't be here.
Due to frequent relapses, George, now 36, has been in and out of prison since the age of 17.
And they know when I start getting high, they know I'm gone. My mom knows. You gotta go, Mio. I know, Mom. I'll be gone. I'm you know, and that means I go on the run. Once you're so far into an addiction or using drugs, you can't stop. The only way you can stop is by doing time, getting locked up, getting taken away from it. Because once you're involved and you got a pocket full of dope and money and you're living the fast life, the only way you stop is getting into a wreck.
You gotta condition your mind to do without those things. It's like, if you like drinking coffee and you ain't got it, you gotta learn to do without. If you try to get something you ain't got, then you're just making your life frustrating. In here, you gotta learn to do without a lot of things.
For more than 600 days, George has shared this 6x10 cell.
Starving, I'm not even chewing this soup.
To escape the constraints of prison, George seeks comfort in photos of his life on the outside.
Before I went on the run, this was the real George. This is the person I like to be. Someone that's real, someone that cares about other people, someone that tries to make a difference in my neighborhood. I don't like to see my nephews on drugs. I don't want to see them getting drunk, getting high, running around the neighborhood, getting involved in gang violence. I'm really proud of my nephew. He just graduated high school. This is the person I went and picked up and took him in a stolen car to give him an example of a criminal activity I was doing. Talked to him about my downfalls in life. I told him I didn't want him to be a part of that. I told him to, graduate high school, maybe possibly get into the military, get a job and stay grounded, and just to do good in life, which he's doing. That's something I wanted to do. And I didn't do. I wanted to graduate high school. I didn't, And to this day, sometimes I lie and say I'm a graduate, and I'm not. So he's breaking some of the barriers that put me behind these walls. By him graduating, he's probably the only boy in my family that's graduated high school. That's a good thing.
Jason Burton constantly deals with the destructive nature of drug addiction, which affects nearly 80% of the prison population.
Coming here and seeing all the addicts and seeing how screwed up lives get because of the drugs makes me ashamed to even say that I was a drug dealer. Really. I was trying to raise money for my latest movie.
What does it take to make art?
I made some bad choices.
What stops art?
This was gonna be my biggest project ever. This was gonna be the movie, the full-length feature, going 90 minutes. I wanted to shoot it on Super 16 instead of digital. Film costed a little more money, so I had to kind of push it. I pushed the envelope. I got a little wrapped up into the money, too. When the money started coming, my original purpose got sidetracked a little bit. I was selling drugs. I had like about 58 8 balls, which is about 6,000 to 7,000 maybe. I wasn't used to having, you know, the large amounts of money you know, that quick. I couldn't stop. And then all of a sudden, my whole life crumbled. And I lost the school I was going to, and you know, I lost a lot because of it, because of those choices. I got 4 years, my first time in prison, and last time in prison.
Jason is luckier than most, with a conjugal visit with his wife soon approaching and a release date a mere 2 weeks away.
You won't get a chance like this again. We have a dog program. We care for dogs. Bike program here. I'm always reminded of where I could be. Every month and a half, I'll get a visit. My wife comes to see me. That really shows like the character in someone when you're put through those low points. You know, you always have people there when you're up, but when you're really down, you know, to the curb is when, you know, your true friends and your true family kind of shine through. And she was one of those that stuck with me.
Kitchen at a 99.
Next on Lockup Extended Stay, Jason and his wife are reunited one last time behind bars. And some visitors who come to San Quentin find themselves staying much longer than originally planned.
This is tar heroin. This was found in the possession of a visitor. A second inmate had actually coerced this inmate and his female visitor into doing this by the threat of death.
These dogs use their noses to find things that are hidden. I'm also trained to find things that hide, like the internet, using the AT&T Laptop Connect card. Boom, internet found, hiding like a tiny criminal. Customer needs a widget, access inventory at mobile broadband speed, widget ordered, widget delivered, customer happy. Hurrah!
The internet can't hide anymore. And now get the AT&T Laptop Connect card for free and work in more places worldwide than anyone else. Singular's name is now AT&T.
Every day, what if your moisturizer could treat the cause of aging, not just the signs?
It's possible with new Skin Genesis from L'Oreal.
A revolution in skincare that creates younger-looking skin, so it's stronger, tighter,
brighter.
Only L'Oreal Skin Genesis combines patented proxylin and hyaluronic spheres to strengthen skin layer by layer. The signs of aging don't stand a chance. Skin is stronger, tighter, brighter.
Invest in the health of your skin, because you're worth it.
New Skin Genesis, only from L'Oreal.
Yeah. To my family, I need to be surrounded by the ones who care for me.
An irresistible combination of Tide Clean and a touch of Downy softness and freshness. Tide, with a touch of Downy.
Today we're taking the fresh taste of Oscar Mayer Deli Shaved Ham
to a place that celebrates freshness.
Now this is one fresh tomato.
One fresh tomato. You want fresh? Taste our Deli Shaved Ham.
No disrespect, but nothing fresh ever came out of a package.
Grandpa, try this.
It does taste fresh. And mighty tasty.
Mighty tasty.
For fresh deli taste,
you can count on Oscar.
Searching for tickets to the next American Idol finale? Look for the Star and Oscar Mayer packages for your chance.
Ever been told that broadband is out of reach just because of where you live? Don't believe it. Say hello to high-speed internet by satellite. HughesNet, the #1 choice for satellite internet service in the country. And you can get it right now. So dump your slow dial-up and jump into the high-speed action you've been craving. Faster surfing, faster downloads, instant email access? HughesNet delivers. And it doesn't use a phone line, so missed calls and dialing in are a thing of the past. All you need is a clear view of the southern sky. HughesNet is brought to you by Hughes, the leading provider of satellite communications worldwide. How cool is that? So what are you waiting for? You're done with waiting. Call 1-800-488-2828 now or visit gethughesnet.com and live the high-speed life in no time. HughesNet, bringing broadband to everyone. Call now. You're welcome.
With these lyrics that I'm saying, keep letting the record spin, keep letting these women in, keep letting these girls sweat.
Everything's related to drugs. In one way or another, it has to do with drugs. That's my downfall.
Can you still get drugs?
Yeah.
Drugs have always played a big, huge factor in prisons. That'll never change.
Next 10:30 appointment, please. How are you, dear? All right. It's nonstop from 7:30 to 2 o'clock. We're processing family members, friends into the institution to see incarcerated inmates. The interaction with the family and friends is vital to their release. Good morning, dear.
You know, I respect them for what they're doing, not just giving up on the guy, you know, saying, you know what, he's made his bed, he's gonna lay in it, I'm moving on to somebody else. Because what can he do for me while he's locked up? Nothing. So it's all on her. So you gotta respect these women for going through what they do.
Despite elaborate security measures, visitors continue to find ingenious ways to smuggle a variety of contraband into the prison system.
We have found contraband such as black tar, cocaine, marijuana, tobacco, alcohol. These women can hide that stuff where you will not see it, and the metal detector will not pick it up.
It's prison, and these guys are pros at doing this stuff to get it in. They want it, and a lot of it comes through the visiting rooms, unfortunately, where they have contact with people from the outside who have access to that.
I was at work in H unit visiting, which is a dormitory setting, contact visits. There was an inmate in there that tried to smuggle in some cocaine. He had it in 2 balloons. What he did is his visitor brought it in. He had to use the restroom. He went to the restroom. He pushed it up inside his rectum. As I was doing his search, I stripped him down. I had him bend at the waist and spread his cheeks. At that time, I seen an item that was yellow inside him. I addressed the inmate. Do you have anything hidden up inside you? No. I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you? No. So at that time, I have already seen what I've seen. I cannot force him to take it out. So what I did is I had him get dressed back up. I taped his pants with duct tape, cuffed him up. The reason I taped his pants up with duct tape is so if he pushed it out and dropped it as I was escorting him to a holding cage, it would still be in his pants. So he was brought from that strip-out area. He was put in a holding cell and put on potty watch, where a day later, the balloons came out. They were found.
If caught smuggling drugs, a visitor could end up doing time in a prison, much like the one they're visiting. Many smugglers are actually victims, acting out of fear in response to threats from prison gangs.
They will prey on a weak individual and force that individual to have their visitor bring in drugs because they're not suspected. But they're told that your visitor is going to be visited by somebody, they're going to give them something, and they have to bring it in. And they won't tell the inmate that they'll do something to him. They'll tell him, we'll do something to your loved one.
This is tar heroin. This was found in the possession of a visitor. She was bringing it in to her fiance. She had this wrapped up in the plastic packaging here, and then that was wrapped in a balloon or 2 and had it concealed in her vagina before she came into the processing area. Either a balloon or a condom is the usual way of packaging it.
Then what they'll do is, once they clear here and get to the visiting room, they'll go straight to the bathroom. They'll pull this stuff out. They'll hide it on their clothing somewhere. And then they'll go over to the vending machine. They may buy popcorn or M&Ms. They'll open up the M&Ms and stick that balloon in there. Or they'll stick it inside the popcorn. As the inmate having his visit, he's enjoying his food, he's eating it. He swallows it. He goes back to his unit. He drinks a little bit of shampoo, vomits, throws it back up.
A second inmate had actually coerced this inmate and his female visitor into doing this by the threat of death. This inmate was kind of a fringe gang member and was using his connections to get this guy who was getting regular visits from his girlfriend to bring drugs in, or that was it for him. So she was regularly bringing it in. She She had a good job, no criminal record at all, and, you know, had fallen in love with this inmate. Well, I mean, before he came to prison, and, you know, he came to prison, got himself into some trouble, and next thing you know, she's running heroin in for him.
Alhamdulillah, but constantly acting as if they want to kill up their own kind. Blind leads to blind when nothing righteous in your life. But I'm going to tell you something, I'm the one they call jihad. Struggling with my body, my soul, and my mind 365 days of every year. How are you?
Most visitors are community people who have loved ones in prison.
You know, you have a few that will come in here and try to undermine the system, but most of them are just like you and I. Just ordinary folks.
No matter how much contraband is stopped at the gates, plenty is making it through to inmates who will stop at nothing to get their fix.
ISU came in here about a week and a half ago. We did a heroin bust and marijuana. They found 11.61 grams of heroin. I'm used to like 2 or 3, so this was a big bust. Plus he had some marijuana, and somehow he had a cell phone. These guys are slick. It's a never-ending problem. And these guys are addicted to heroin, etc., and it'll always be a problem.
There is no real rehabilitation going on in this place. You're just gonna come in and you're gonna get out. And whatever happens in between is really on yourself.
Hey, come on, Frankie! It's Johnny!
Coming up on Lockup Extended Stay. See how some inmates find opportunities for intimacy in prison.
If I didn't have these visits here with you, Rachel, if I didn't have these visits, I don't know if our whole marriage would have lasted this long.
Don't want it, huh?
And the awards go to CoverGirl Exact Mascaras, the most awarded by beauty experts. Get definition and length with Lash Exact or plump up the volume with Volume Exact, all with no clumps guaranteed. From Easy Breezy Beautiful CoverGirl.
I have asthma, and my asthma symptoms weren't bothering me that much. But then they got worse. And I was using my fast-acting inhaler more than twice a week. So I asked my doctor about a controller medicine called Asmanex. Asmanex helps me around the clock, so I can go about my day breathing easier. For many people, Asmanex can help control asthma symptoms with 1 daily dose, helping them breathe easier around the clock, just like it did for me. Ask your doctor if 1 daily dose of prescription Asmanex is right for you.
Asmanex won't replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms. Be careful while adjusting to a switch from an oral steroid to the inhaled steroid Asmanex, as you may be less able to heal after surgery, infection, or serious injury. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve.
Asmanex helped me take control of my asthma symptoms.
Asthma symptoms? Ask your doctor about round-the-clock Asmanex.
I've had several people come into the stores that I've gone over the Medicare plans with, and I always try to tell the senior citizens to get their families involved. And I had one lady that kind of tears welled up in her eyes a little bit, and I realized I'd said something wrong, and actually it was that she didn't have any family members to talk to. So I scheduled some extra time with her and went over it on a one-to-one basis and tried to help her make a choice. Now I'm her son, I guess. My name is Rodney Wilson, and I'm a CVS pharmacist.
People are smart. And when it comes to home loans, they don't want smoke and mirrors. They want a smart rate. Like our 30-year fixed mortgage around 5.75%. Call 1-800-DITEC-1 now to get a loan without being sawed in half. DITEC. People are smart.
Imagine taking just one medicine for seasonal allergies.
New Veramist nasal spray.
One medicine that treats all my nasal symptoms and eye symptoms. And does it all with a gentle, fine mist.
Veramist is the kind of medicine that works on a whole range of chemicals that lead to your allergy symptoms. For best results, use once daily. Side effects may include nosebleed or nasal sores. Nasal fungal infection, glaucoma, or cataracts may occur.
Ask your doctor about new Veramist for seasonal allergy symptoms. The power of one.
MSNBC's month of premieres continues on the next Lockup Extended Stay. For one inmate coming in, it's a small world.
Can't even stretch in this joint, man.
For another going out, the stakes are big.
Figure if I came back to prison again, I would never get out.
Lockup Extended Stay, Bad Boys, premieres next Friday at 11 on MSNBC.
How are you, dear? All conjugal visits where the immediate family, wife, mother, father, children, can come and spend basically 48 hours here at the institution. We have condominiums available to these inmates. They have to be a mainline inmate with a release date.
It's like a little apartment room. They got like a stove, refrigerator, all that stuff. So your loved ones get to bring you your food, and you just get to be with your loved one.
I can't even explain to you how great it is. I look forward to it. He looks forward to it. Put in a request the second we leave this visit. He'll put in for the next one, so we make sure we get it every month. It's just something to look forward to. It's the only time that we can have, or that we've had together alone, you know, in years. So it's incredible.
While conjugal visits offer freedom to the inmates, to officers, they can often be a chance to smuggle contraband into the prison.
It's all a process. There's all the rules and regulations and things that you have to follow. I know what to expect. I mean, I'm gonna do what I have to do to come see him, so if that means having to do all these crazy things, it's worth it just to be able to, you know, see him, so get used to it.
I'm looking for contraband, anything that's not authorized, drugs. I need to make sure that everything is approved. Everything has to be vendor sealed, and it has to have recognizable labels on here. So this is allowed. No cans are allowed. They are allowed to bring in a plastic container, and I'm going to transfer this in. It has to be brand new, because then we know it hasn't been tampered with. If it's open, it could be anything in here. This could be alcohol or something flammable. So it has to be brand new. It is very expensive, but they're willing to do that to see their loved ones.
To be able to sleep next to your spouse is just, oh, it's the greatest. You know, just being able to put your arm over her, you know, talk, watch TV together, just being together for those, it's not even really 2 days. It's just under, but man, it's just, you forget for a second where you're at.
It gets lonely, you know. You don't have, I can't just pick up the phone and call him and tell him, you know, about my day, or if, you know, I need to talk to someone. It's really hard. But it's almost over, so, and hopefully I'll never have to do this again, and I wouldn't wish this on anybody in the world to have to go through this. It's really hard.
I got married in here, which was like, we were seeing each other outside, but we weren't planning on getting married at the time, you know, and I was down a couple years before we decided to get married, but she's a trooper, and she stuck with me.
So when is Mr. Burton, when is he paroling?
16 days. Getting out.
I know you're happy, right?
I am so happy.
No
I never
more Miss
thought this day would come. Oh my God.
So does he have plans, or is he going to school, or have a job lined up?
He's gonna work. They have a family business, a laundry, and he's gonna go there and gonna kind of get settled, and he's gonna go to school after he's working for a little bit and gets set up with his parole and whatnot. So
he has a master plan. He'll do well.
He'll do. He has a good family and a lot of support. So
yes, once you leave an environment like this, you really do need good support. So that's great. So what are you gonna do not seeing me?
No offense. I would love not seeing you. I would love not seeing this place ever again.
Yes!
Sorry, honey.
Something gross. Man, I've been sweating in there so bad.
Here's your life.
It means everything to us, and I'm just happy that this is gonna be the last one. And then he gets to come home, and I get to have this every day. So, like it used to be.
If I didn't have these visits here with you, Rachel, if I didn't have these visits, I don't know if our whole marriage would have lasted this long.
Wouldn't it, huh?
I don't think so. Just these 2 days out of something to look forward to,
like
something to break up that.
To hold each other, to be able to catch up and talk about everything that we can't talk about on
and on the
15-minute phone call.
Yeah, 15-minute phone call. You got the guy interrupting. Your calls.
So 120 seconds. You have 60 seconds.
Your call is being recorded. It's like, all right, that's the third guy in the conversation. Okay.
So to catch up, to just be like how we were when we're together, when we're here, it's like we were never apart.
Babe, to a beautiful 2-day vacation.
And 16 days left until you come home.
That's right.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
I love you.
I love you too.
Next on Lockup Extended Stay, a relationship tormented by drugs struggles to survive through non-contact visits.
He's been in prison almost since he was 17. You know, he doesn't mean to go back. The 5 years we've been together, he's only went back twice, so that's not that bad.
What if there was a travel rewards point that was easy to turn into travel? One you could use at over 30,000 hotels worldwide and redeem for any seat, any time, on any airline on Expedia with no blackout dates. Introducing Thank You Network on Expedia. Another reason more people choose Expedia than any other travel site. Go with confidence. Expedia.com.
We want a place that's all about the kids.
Well, maybe not all about the kids.
Find your perfect place at RE/MAX.com. RE/MAX.com shows you all the listings in thousands of cities and towns. See all the listings. Visit RE/MAX.com today.
First, there are runny messes. Then, sticky. Later, they're head to toe. That's why there's Pamper Stages, new range of wipes. From sensitive to swipers to clean and go. For the same great cleaning for your changing messes. Pamper Stages, inspired by babies.
Nasal allergy symptoms like congestion can occur at any time, and it's hard to avoid the things that cause them. Prescription Nasonex helps relieve nasal allergy symptoms, like congestion. Maybe that's why 6 million nasal allergy sufferers used Nasonex last year.
Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
For more information, talk to your doctor and ask if Nasonex is the one for you.
457-55-5462. If you've ever worried about identity theft, it's time you got to know LifeLock.
I'm Todd Davis, and I'm here to prove just how safe your identity can be with LifeLock. That's my real Social Security number.
You're nuts, man.
Can you believe it?
Leading the way in identity theft prevention, LifeLock helps keep your personal information safe, even in the wrong hands.
This is crazy.
If anything happens while you're a client of LifeLock, we will cover all losses and all expenses up to $1 million.
You're going to protect me for $1 million?
So call now or go online. Guarantee your good name today. You'll also see a huge reduction in junk mail and pre-approved credit offers.
No junk mail, sign me up.
We aim to stop identity theft before it happens.
For security, peace of mind, and protection, call now or go online. LifeLock guarantees your good name.
I was stunned when I saw the scale and it said 313 pounds. And that's
when I got on Nutrisystem.
Get real results with Nutrisystem for men.
I'm Mike Golick, and I lost 51 pounds on Nutrisystem. And you can, too.
Call or go online now to get your first 4 weeks of awesome food. And through this special offer, you can get an extra 2 weeks of meals free.
Eat like a man and lose weight.
Our secret is the breakthrough science of the glycemic advantage that separates good carbs from bad. Now, carbs are no longer off limits.
If a big old defensive lineman like me can lose weight, so can you.
About $11 a day gets you 4 full weeks of perfectly portioned meals.
Pick up the phone and lose some weight.
Order our 4-week men's program now, and you can get an extra 14 breakfasts, lunches, snacks, dinners, and desserts, a full 2 weeks of food free. Call now to find out how.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Kleffler. Here's what's happening. A judge denied bail for one of the 6 black teenagers charged with beating a white classmate in Gina, Louisiana. Michael Bell is the only one of the group put on trial. He was convicted of second-degree battery and jailed, but his conviction was thrown out by a state appeals court. The case prompted yesterday's massive civil rights rally in Gina. And 1 million Simplicity and Graco brand cribs have been recalled after 3 children became entrapped and suffocated. You're up to the minute. Now let's go back to Lockup.
Due to mature subject matter, viewer discretion is advised.
That's why I started my own country. My name's Father Flanagan of the God Squad. This stands for, I made my own country because Islam means country, Afghanistan is country, Afghanistan, Flanaganistan. Freedom, liberty, and national intelligence goes with nations, international studies, TV network. Here we go, help.
Angel Rodriguez has little human contact and spends his time expressing his inner anguish through art.
She represents the queen, and I represent the king. Because it's part of the Bible stuff, God said that you're going to be kings and queens in the new system of things. And then in my letters, I always tell her she's my queen, and she tells me I'm her king. So that represents that. I mean, my girl, you know what I mean? And it's something that I pray for. That's what the prayer is there for. And it goes with the scripture. Psalms 37:4 says, if you find your delight in God, he'll give you the desires of your heart. And that's what she is. She's one of my desires to be with me forever. And being that I'm in here, my hope's based upon all that. And I feel if I didn't have that hope, things would be tore up. And that's what the drawing represents, my hope.
It's not easy being in love with a prisoner. It's, you know, I think because I'm a strong woman, I'm a strong person, that's what, you know, makes me deal with all this drama. Love will make you do the most stupidest thing, but it's worth it. If that person loves you back, it's worth it. So I think he's worth it.
I'm into drugs, I'm into the fast lane. Yvonne's not. I mean, she's a godly person, but she's got a big heart. So she let the homeboys who didn't have a place come to her house. That's how I met her.
Before me and him hooked up together, he was telling me about his life, that he had a drug problem before, and he never wanted to go back to it, you know. I'm like, okay, you know, I can deal with that, you know. But then he started hanging out with the wrong crew, with the wrong people. And that's what's, I guess he started getting tempted. And that's how it started.
Good. Where's the little man today?
He's at his auntie's house tonight.
Oh, good for him.
Yes.
Anything in your pocket, son?
Just my key.
Just your key?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you enjoy your visit. Have a good day.
I will.
Bye-bye. Our non-contact visits are usually inmates that have just arrived or inmates that are on disciplinary housing units for various reasons, whether it be gang-related or they're under protective custody. These inmates are required to be behind glass, and they're speaking over intercom speakers.
I don't like being here. It's like, I don't like being here. It's like, I have no choice. I have to be here because my man's here, my baby's here.
I tried everything, but I tried heroin first time in prison. Right, that's the first time I ever tried that. I was in prison because everybody else was. I started doing coke. I used to fix. I stopped doing that because the AIDS thing came out, and that scared me right there. I backed up on that, right? So, and plus being in prison, you know, it's being in prison, being on parole is like a little lifesaver if you're in the fast lane because you get these breaks from being out there, right? So it brings your mind back, you can focus a little bit, and you can reflect on what you're doing out there. So when you get out, you change a little bit, you know what I mean? You're still struggling, you're trying to change it, but it's hard.
You know, he doesn't mean to go back. It's just things happen sometimes in life. You know, he's been in prison since he was 17, going to juvenile hall. And it's hard for him. It's hard for these men to go back in and out. You know, that's all they know. But he did pretty good. The 5 years we've been together, he's only went back twice. So that's not that bad, you know?
In this relationship, she don't want no drugs because her old man was on drugs and he was cheating on her and all that. She goes, you do anything else, just don't cheat and then no drugs, because she wanted God in the relationship. So I agreed upon that, but I didn't keep my word to her. I broke my part. I was only with her 5 days and I got a violation, in prison. And I didn't hear from her because the mail's slow here, right, about a month slow. When I finally did hear from her, she told me she was pregnant. So I feel that helped me keep her in my life, you know what I mean? So she stuck with me.
Despite their rocky beginnings, Angel and Yvonne seem capable of overlooking all obstacles.
I guess I tried to commit a domestic violence, but I didn't.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like, either you hit the person or you didn't.
To me, it's like I'm on my way to the store. I'm going to the store, but then I changed my mind. I got my money in my pocket. I grabbed the door handle. I said, I'm not going to the store. That's an attempted going to the store. That's the only way I can explain it. I mean, I didn't do nothing. I argued with her.
We were arguing about his ex-girlfriend, who has a daughter from him, because I have heard rumors that he was, you know, messing around on me. So I was really hurt and upset because I would never think that he would do that. But come to find out it was a lie, so, you know, and then we started arguing in the streets. He was on drugs really bad. He was on meth. And that stuff really makes you go cuckoo and wacko.
She got me pissed off, so I turned around and told her, okay, I did sleep with this girl. She does this better than you. She does that better than you. I said, I don't want you no more. So I told her. So she screamed, she pulled us out by her hair, and she just took off running. So I leave my son here in the stroller on the sidewalk, and I take after Yvonne. I run after her, right? And I catch her in front of the pro office, and I'm trying to, babe, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
And then, like, I pushed him, so he tried to grab me and tell me that he's sorry, that was a lie. You know, he was just trying to convince me.
And I'm looking at the pro office. I'm like this close, and I'm looking in the windows. I tell, baby, you want to get me in trouble. You know what I mean? Police are gonna come. I got dope in my pocket. I got a warrant, right? And I'm high as hell, right? So I'm trying to calm her down.
I guess because we were arguing hard, you know, we were just attacking each other verbally, and the cops came. So
I just start backing up, and Yvonne's standing over there. I told her, come on, let's get out of here. And I walked, because I left my son up the street. I walked, grabbed my son, I took off. I left Yvonne there. You know what I mean? Because the police are coming. I was going to go hide my drugs. You know what I mean? Take my son out of the area. So I took off. The police started coming around. I left my son with some youngsters behind a fence, which that's the house I was going to, which they ended up leaving him there, too. See, I got charged with that, too. A misdemeanor, child endangerment, because I left my son in the stroller, right?
And they looked at his record and his background. They looked at his ID and goes, oh, no, you're coming with us. So they looked at him like he was some monster because of his background. And then when I got home, I just laid there and I looked at my little angel. It's like, oh my God, his daddy's gone, you know?
With a successful appeal to his case unlikely, Angel and his girlfriend must suffer his 10-year sentence together.
What keeps me close to him is by me visiting him, and I'll keep him company by writing to him, visiting him, and I have no problem with that. I can do it. I will never get tired of it.
If she stays with me, because like I said, 7 years is a long time. Plus, she probably blames herself, too, you know, more than she's willing to admit to me. I'm older, and my desire now is to change. When I was younger, I didn't care. I had my son, I had my family. I got a woman who loves me, and I got my boy, and I got my daughters I got to try to get back, too. So all these things are now my head's clear. I'm focusing on them. You know what I mean? And I'm blessed, you know, I really am. But I just overlooked all that.
Coming up on Lockup Extended Stay.
This is all your property, right?
Will Jason make his release date? And the boys in ADSEG get a little surprise.
They know when I go in, I'm not leaving till I find something.
Are you getting enough fiber in your diet?
To get the 25 to 30 grams of daily fiber that's recommended, what else would you have time for? That's why there's Fiber Choice, the chewable fiber supplement. You'd need more than 3 bottles of the leading fiber supplement at 3 times the price to get the same amount. And now try Fiber Choice Plus Multivitamins, the only fiber supplement with a complete multivitamin in each serving. Try Fiber Choice and new Fiber Choice Plus Multivitamins.
Know what a regular manual toothbrush can leave behind? Millions more plaque bugs. And at night, plaque bugs can flourish. Relax. The Oral-B experts can help. With Oral-B Vitality, a rechargeable plaque buster under $20. It moves almost 8,000 times a minute and reduces up to 2 times more plaque than a regular manual. Use Vitality at night. Wake up to a cleaner mouth. Oral-B Vitality. Brush like a dentist.
HD?
HD.
Thoughts?
Lots of thoughts. LCD, plasma.
Vivo surround sound, head spinning.
Deep breath. Likes?
Cowboy explosions, touchdown robots.
Cooking, tearjerkers, crime dramas.
Sing-along musicals.
This system, LG Home Theater, perfect fit. Mechanically inclined?
Emergency room inclined.
We install.
We pledge a complete home theater experience and now save $200 off an LG HD TV with installation. That's HD done right at Best Buy.
The Verizon Wireless Broadband Access Card transforms any time into productive time. So when you're on the go, so is the network. It's 100% business and 0% office. Get a free broadband access card and connect to email, downloads, and browse the internet on America's most reliable wireless broadband network. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Oh, what a wonderful morning. It's time to rise and shine. All I need is a steaming cup of coffee. Today is gonna be.
Life comes at you fast. But with nationwide Blue Ribbon Claim Services, you don't have to worry. We can guarantee all your repairs in writing for as long as you own the car.
Nationwide is on your side.
Help? Find the best days to save on your hotel with our flexible price calendar. Start your wish list at Travelocity.com. Over 40,000 wishes fulfilled every day. Start your wish list at Travelocity.com. You'll never roam alone.
On the next Lockup Extended Stay, inmates live in a small world with big stakes. Lockup Extended Stay, Bad Boys, premieres next Friday at 11 on MSNBC.
Get off the yard! Take it home! Attention! Daughter seal!
That was our greeting.
To battle overcrowding, Officer Cavagnolo's Donner Unit houses inmates meant to be segregated from the general population within feet of mainline inmates.
We have in this unit, we have 2.5 tiers of administrative segregation, and the bottom half is a reception center. It makes it really difficult for us because inmates on the bottom half of the unit, they have access through a lot of the different parts of the institution. And then our challenge we have in administrative segregation is the inmates make fish lines, they'll tie a little weight to it, and they'll drop it down, and they'll pass kites, or they'll pass some weapon stock or razor blades from these units down below. So it's a constant battle with just controlling contraband and keeping an eye on these inmates, keeping them in order. You never know what you're going to get in here. You just have to be prepared. Just last week, we had an inmate slashed from the 2nd tier reception center, and we just came off a lockdown for that. Yesterday, we had an inmate cut his wrist coming off the 5th tier. Like I said, we're 5 tiers high in here. We do not have suicide bars up here. If one of these inmates come out of these handcuffs and we in altercation and we're fighting for our lives up there, you're looking at a death drop. There's no recovering from a 5th tier drop. So that's always in the back of your mind. So it is a little creepy when you're walking up there. You got to make sure you have a good partner with you and keep a hands-on escort. And we just be ready for anything in this unit.
Escort, 4-1.
Since drugs inevitably surface within the prison, surprise cell searches are CO's only chance to curb their movement.
Most of the time, if they sense that there's going to be a cell search, the first thing they're going to do is flush any type of contraband they have. So I'll get them in handcuffs, escort them down to the holding cage, and strip them out with a well-lighted area. And then from there, I'll conduct my unclothed body search there, and then I come back up and do my cell search. So that's why we did it like that. There's no way to flush any contraband down there. If I get them in cuffs, I got them. So right now we're going to conduct a cell search, see what we find. We got the low off the top. We have to conduct 3 cell searches per day, and before it was 3 per tier. Now they want 3 per officer. So you got 3 officers, that's 9 searches a day. And we have to do it to control the contraband. And if you're hitting 9 cells a day, really good, you're going to cut down the contraband, especially when we find razor blades. That's a weapon now. It could be in the form of a full shaving razor. It's administrative segregation. We know it came from downstairs. You fished it up here. It could easily be broken down. That's a weapon. Right here is his fish line. So he's using this to, they use this as a weight. And they'll send this off the tier to the lower tiers most likely, where they're allowed to have razor blades, stuff like that. And the inmate will attach a razor blade to this, and they'll fish it in. As you can see, they got a lot of line right here. They go all the way down the tier. They'll go up, they'll go down, they'll go side to side. And this is how they pass contraband right here. So we'll definitely take this. They know exactly how some of us do our job. So if they're gonna sit there and they're gonna be loud in their cells or be disrespectful, I'll walk down the tier. I may pay a visit to their cell and do a cell inspection and maybe find some contraband. They know when I go in, I'm not leaving until I find something. A lot of times they tear up the side of their mattress, try to hide stuff in there, think we won't get dirty and go in there.
These cell searches yield both contraband and vital gang-related information.
So what we found here is just a little basic kite. Doesn't have anything incriminating on it, but it has a AKA Danny Boy out of 4 Donner 44. So when we go back, we can notate that 114 file, AKA Danny Boy. If they come up with any type of hit list or anything, or any type of gang activity with that name, we'll know exactly who it is. I've had lieutenants come in here and ask me certain nicknames. Do I know who it is? I keep a notepad on me, and I can flip it open. I'll look over Danny Boy, write a CDC number down, his actual name, and where he's last housed at. If he's not housed there anymore, which he won't be in Donner section if 21 days pass, they could actually go through control, look up his CDC number, and find his proper housing. And we do that all the time. So just something small like this is vital for us. That's a kite right here, everything written on this side, but right there is Danny Boy, 4 Donner 44. What's your stance on that? You affiliated?
Well, yeah.
You are affiliated?
Yeah.
And who you affiliated with?
Well, to be honest with you, with just about any white that in here that'll stand with me. You know?
Okay.
All right.
All right. So when you go into your cell, you're gonna see some paperwork move around. We went through everything when we found those kites, so it wouldn't matter disrespect or anything. We had to do what we had to do in your cell. So when you get in there, just understand that, and that's it. Well, like I said, we're gonna take copies of those kites, send them to the squad, and make copies of your addresses, and get your addresses right back to you.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Turn around. Back out. Doing these cell searches, and we're coming up with a lot of contraband, a lot of information that they don't want us to have. We're hitting them all, so we don't never know, you know, if our lives are in jeopardy until we find our name on a piece of paper and we get that information. So we just keep plugging away and hope for the best in here. I think it's either hit or miss up here, you know. You might do 10 searches and not find anything, and then you might do a string of 10 searches and find something in 8 of the cells, you know. So it's just comes and goes.
Next, on Lockup Extended Stay, Jason is scheduled to parole, but that doesn't mean he's free to go.
Hey, before you guys go, when you go, we're going to search you, right? And if it's anything hot, you're not going to go. We're going to keep you here and write you up.
Even the driest skin gets the moisture it's been waiting for. For skin so quenched, it's saturated with beauty. Olay Quench.
At A.G. Edwards, we offer objective financial advice. And that can help you build a better nest egg. A.G. Edwards, fully invested in our clients.
We need space.
but we'd like something with a little atmosphere.
At RE/MAX.com, you can see all the listings in thousands of cities and towns. Visit RE/MAX.com today.
Should a man over 50 take the same multivitamin as a woman?
I don't think so.
Now there's new One-A-Day Men's 50 Plus Advantage, the only complete multivitamin with support for prostate and heart health, plus more ginkgo for memory and concentration. New from One-A-Day.
Are you jealous that she's still sleeping? Don't be. You could be too with Ambien CR. Just call or visit 7freecr.com for a free offer of the only sleep aid with 2 layers that help you fall asleep and stay asleep. Until you know how Ambien CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Be sure you're able to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active again. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with amnesia for the event have been reported. In rare cases, sleep aids may cause severe allergic reactions such as swelling of your tongue or throat or shortness of breath. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic and can be taken for as long as your prescriber recommends. However, like most sleep aids, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol. Don't wait another night. Get your free trial of Ambien CR for a good night's sleep from start to finish.
3 brothers, 1 unmistakable sound. Bee Gees' greatest special edition. Bee Gees' greatest, 2 CDs of legendary hits in one incredible collection. You should be dancing to the biggest dance hits of all time on Bee Gees' greatest. Bee Gees' greatest also features unreleased bonus tracks and remixes. Order your copy of Bee Gees' greatest special edition by calling the number on your screen. Just $19.98 plus $4.95 shipping and handling. Call now. Rush delivery available.
Any inmate coming or going in the prison system comes through here first. On their way in, they come from either county jails or our own CDC buses from the prisons. Process here, inventory their property, search them, get them started on their way in prison time. Then when they're done doing the prison time, same thing on the way out, we search them, process the paperwork, make sure it's all correct, and out the door. That's all we do. A couple hundred a day, 100, 200 a day. Hey, before you guys go, so you guys know, did he tell you? When you go, we're going to search you, right? Yeah. So if you have any letters for homeboy, any bull that you're taking out, we're going to take. Okay, if it's your it's all right, but if it's somebody else's, we're taking it from you. And if it's anything hot, you're not going to go. We're going to keep you here and write you up. If they have any kind of contraband, serious contraband, they won't make it out the door. They'll be violated before they leave, and they'll stay. But I gave them a heads up, then I'll search them so they get rid of all their crap letters. They try to mail letters home for their homeboy, because the mail here, when it leaves, is everybody reads it. So no top secret stuff goes out, so they can't sneak it out. We take it, destroy it.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, man? I'll take your towel, man. No souvenirs, all right? Give your state ID as a souvenir and your CDC number. How about that? You gonna be all right out there?
Straight.
When am I gonna see you again?
Never.
Never. We've never had this conversation before, right? Yeah. What I know about these guys, I know they'll all be back. Go lift your shirt up. They'll all come back, or a lot of them will. See you in a month.
I need your full name, first, middle, last name, and
Jason Charles Burton.
number?
V5728.
The firefighter guy? Yeah, I've seen him around. Yeah, he's 50-50. He's got low-level experience. Out the firehouse is really easy time. So, it wasn't hard for him to come here. Unless he really misses his family or something like that, then good chance he won't come back.
This is all your property, right? Yeah. Anything in here that you're not supposed to have, I'm going to take from you.
But it can take anything. He's on parole. He's not a normal citizen. He's got a lot of rules and regulations that he has to follow that we don't have to. He can come back pretty easy. So we'll see. You've done this before, right? No. Your first time parole on a V number? How many years you doing that? 4 years? All right. So do what your parole agent says. Check in on first day you can, or you'll come right back, all right? Just hang out right over there for a minute and we'll do everybody else. All right.
I'm anxious. I'm excited.
Bro, wait! Get to the van, guys. Get to the van. No bullet, no waving. Get in the van, go home. All right? No waving. You're waving me when you come back.
Jason hopes to beat the odds and not be among the more than half of all inmates in California who return to prison after being released, which would make this his first and last visit to San Quentin State Prison.
Yeah!
The biggest punishment of this whole ordeal has been putting what I put my family through in this whole thing. It's just been having to sleep with that was. I mean, the bars are one thing, but messing with them, messing with making my family so upset all the time. That's just been a hell of torture.
Okay, let's put his stuff in the car.
I got some clothes too. Nice shirt. Oh man.
Come home, Jason.
All right, I'm kind of walking the doors.
Come home, son.
Oh my. This is so weird right now.
Is it weird?
Oh wow.
It's home. It's safe.
Look at that!
Look, 90.
Sliding door, you can just open it whenever you want and go in there. Wow. It's beautiful. It's 10 times more beautiful than what I remembered it being. It feels so good to be here right now. And it's gonna take some time to get used to. I mean, there's so much like colors right now. And it's just, everything's so nice and just clean. It's almost like I've been just seeing in black and white for the last 4 years, you know? Maybe just the color and just everything is so fresh and like seems so beautiful here. I love it. Man, I got priorities right now. Number one, parole officer. I need to meet him. He'll have everything laid out to me, know what I can and can't do. Pee for him, and then I'll let my shoulders down a little bit, relax. And next is job, right away. I mean, I even want to start today, but probably, I don't know, maybe I'll ease in a little bit. But that's what I gotta do it like right now. I gotta go to the parole officer. I have like a countdown right now. And there's traffic and there's all these other obstacles. I just can't take a chance. I want to get that done because I have a small window of time to do that before they write the warrant out for my arrest. And I just got the greatest family, and I just can't wait to spend the rest of my life with them and never be taken away from them again, and not to do anything to put me in a situation where they would have to take me.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I know I can do it. It's no problem. Now I just got to put my words into action and make it happen.
Yes. Yeah, Jay. We know you can do it.
Yeah.
Which of these stories will you be talking about tomorrow? The Levin Reed Amendment to bring most of the troops home within 9 months fails in a 47-47 tie.
And the question is, where do we go from here?
Where the Republicans go is not towards saving as many Americans as possible in Iraq, not wrapping up this loathsome war, But per Congressman John, 1,000 more dead in Iraq is a small price to pay. Boehner drooling for some more votes on the Move On ad.
We're pleased with the votes this week.
Yeah, nobody's been denounced Kremlin style in more than 24 hours. Complaining about the Move On ad, you do a better public service by complaining about the Head On ad.
Head On, apply directly to the forehead. Head On, apply directly to the forehead.
In Iraq, the crisis not of confidence, but of contractors. Blackwater USA back into the field after the killings. Our guest, a man willing to call that company's people mercenaries. The Republicans' dirty little race secret.
My advice to whoever will be our nominee is to reach out to the African American community.
So why are all of them refusing to attend a black-focused debate? Even Newt Gingrich says we are in this cycle where Republicans don't talk to minority groups. What to do with the Barry Bonds 756th home run baseball? To the Hall of Fame? To the Hall of Fame with a giant asterisk burned into it. Launched into outer space, perhaps. The new owner is taking a vote and joining us here. And joining them there on a flight from New York to D.C., and not a moment too soon, to the White House, Abe Stat. All that and more now on Countdown. Good evening from New York. The city of Los Angeles can manage to prosecute Britney Spears for hit-and-run driving, details ahead, and the city of San Francisco can manage to get rid of Barry Bonds, details ahead. But not only can't the Democrats get the Levin Reed amendment past a Republican filibuster threat, they're moving backwards. Our fifth story on the countdown, after an insufficient 52-47 margin in July, Majority Leader Reed retaliated by temporarily setting aside the appropriations bill, vowing to delay it till the Republicans agreed to refrain from stalemating Iraq war legislation. Yet today in the Senate, another vote on Levin Reed, which would require the withdrawal of most American forces from Iraq within 9 months, it was blocked by the Republicans. The only difference, fewer Democrats voted for it this time. Maybe we could bring in the guy who found an exit strategy from Barry Bonds. It's good to be the king, or if you prefer, the wartime president. The only thing actually being debated on Capitol Hill this week, not the president's Iraq war policy, but what in the world the Democratic leadership is doing. As mentioned, the Levin Reed amendment blocked by Republicans in a 47-all tie, a loss of 5 Democratic votes since July, well shy of the 60-vote threshold required to break a filibuster. The erosion of votes cannot have come on the strength of the GOP arguments. Before today's vote, South Carolina Republican Lindsey Graham saying it was a dangerous precedent for Congress to undermine a strategy, quote, that has proven to be successful. Heretofore, even the most delusional of war apologists has resisted the word proven. After today's vote, Senator Levin vowed to keep trying.
The president has called for patience year after year after year. 4.5 years later, it's still a message of patience. It's still open-ended because all we're doing in March is coming back and taking another look. You got to have a timetable. And if it's not in law, then at least it ought to be a goal. And that's our goal, and we're not going to be discouraged. There's no better use of the Senate's time than to try to change direction in Iraq.
The motivations behind this amendment. There are a lot of reasons people voted for it. There are a lot of reasons people
by the obstructionist Republicans this week, the Webb amendment that would have guaranteed troops as much time at home between deployments as they are now spending on the front lines in Iraq. And if you think the White House is pleased, by the way, events have unfolded on Capitol Hill this week, that would be a gimme.
We're pleased with the votes this week. I think, especially in regards to the question about the Webb amendment, I think Secretary Gates made it very clear that that amendment would have put our troops in harm's way, and it would have been a bureaucratic nightmare for the Defense Department.
They're not in harm's way now. Time now to call in our own Richard Wolff, senior White House correspondent for Newsweek magazine. Richard, good evening.
Keith, good to be with you again.
For a lame duck administration, does it seem as if the White House could not have done a better job if it had scripted the Senate debate of the Iraq war strategy this week? Has the president or the Pentagon had to concede anything, to say nothing of the high moral ground?
Well, they are pleased, and I was speaking to a couple of recently departed White House officials. They said, look, going back